Record. Are you recording?
Yes, you can download the package by clicking here, then you can install. Probably for some of you has Windows machines, but it will be very similar to this. And you agree on everything they say. And
The current.
LTS. Okay. Perfect. Maybe even bigger. So I decided to do something a little bit more. I think from now on we will start to use Node.js a bit more, so we can have files that we can save our scripts, our programs, instead of use just bin, because Node.js will allow us to be a bit more consistent environment. So it will be easier that if everyone has the same version, that we can also share code, and it will be overall easier, I think, to just run it here.
Should I click on this commanded for most users? Or?
Yes. We download the LTS version. There are two. If you go on the website, there are two things. You should click on this one, on LTS. It would probably say Windows or whatever. I'm on Mac, so it would say Mac OS, but yours will say differently. But it's important you download this one.
And after it's done?
After it's downloaded, you need to open your terminal, and your terminal is on Mac is this one. Is this icon here? Call it a terminal. On Windows, I think you have something called command prompt.
Command prompt.
Yeah, command. Yeah.
Should I open command prompt or Node.js command prompt?
Node.js command prompt.
Wow, it's like the actual thing we see in movies.
Yes. So if it, oh my gosh, my voice. So everyone is on the Node.js prompt. Okay, who has downloaded and has Node on the machine? Installed Node.
I just give you the stuff as well. Just wait.
Okay, such. Okay. 4. So okay, you have a you're installing. I'm installing. Is no
Same thing, but it's just like.
Should I make it bigger? Yeah. You're installing. You're okay. You are on this one. Yeah, you should have Node.js command prompt.
So
Yeah,
you type
Node.js prompt.
Just waiting.
Is this better? Or bigger? A bit bigger? Yeah, a bit bigger. Okay. So everyone in the Node.js command prompt or terminal if you're on Mac. Something that looks like that.
I'm still updating.
Oh, you are still installing. Okay.
Updating.
All right, it's fine. No, yes. Okay, okay. You already have it installed, right?
But how
Okay.
do I remove this?
What do you want to move?
This one, because I saw you remove it yourself.
Oh, if you do clear.
Clear, just for clear.
Clear is not recognized.
Yeah, okay.
Wait.
Okay, okay.
Wait, because listen, there's the Node.js command prompt, and then I have another thing which is just the Node.js app, and it looks like this, but without the first two sentences.
No, you need to be in the Node.js command prompt.
Command one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, prompt.
Well, I don't have the same commands as you.
Exactly. So watch out that I'm on Mac, so things are slightly different. But
And what does it CLS to clear the CLS?
CLS. Oh, okay, okay.
CLS.
Ah.
I have the application.
You do, oh, do you install it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You open the command prompt. You know you can ask help to your friends. Yeah. Okay. No, the command prompt. That is right.
Because in Windows, when they installed it, and if you open Node.js, it's a command line. I don't know if it's
No,
the
it's
same.
not the same. You need to open the command prompt.
Okay, so it's
With Node.js command prompt.
Yeah.
yeah. Make sure
Yeah,
you're in the
no
Node.js
space
command prompt,
No.
not in the Node.js app. If you look, if you search Node,
And what's happening now?
there is a command prompt. Yes.
It's better that you update so everyone is on the
I
same.
think you're
What's
still
happening
there.
now? Like, what the...
I'm trying to put everyone to the same level, and then I'll move forward. Okay, so is everyone installed and has a terminal open?
And then write and that without space. Start without space. Then space. Then this one anything.
Okay, so
Yeah, never mind.
alrighty. So if you go in your terminal.
Wait.
Okay.
This one looks like command. No. Yes.
Okay. So if you do this command, you do node -v, and you click enter. You should have something like V893.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
We get different number.
Get different. That's you just installed.
No, I installed it before.
Oh, installed before. Then you need to reinstall and be on the same version, so everyone is in the same
I'm
version.
on 920.
920. Because you probably picked you didn't pick the LTS.
I'm still the last time.
Okay.
You can go on. It's okay. I can.
I mean, there are no difference at this point, so it won't change anything for you. But if we are on the same version, it's easy to debug because then I need to ask you, Oban, which version are you on?
Should we update?
Which version do you have?
860.
60.
860.
86. It's fine. It's fine. As far as if it starts with 8,
I have 6.
if it's,
I don't know if this works in Windows.
what? Node -b?
It does. It just.
Yeah.
But it didn't work.
But you do have, this is your Node version, 8.9.3.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you start with this or this?
Yeah,
if you do
yeah.
no.
Can you try to write it just like without this?
First minus.
Should I write it
Yeah.
again?
Yes,
you
just
do,
Node dash V,
yeah.
because before there was a percentage sign. With the space.
Like minus.
Yes. Yes.
How do you say minus? Yes.
My what?
Okay, perfect.
Yes, I
Okay.
You read
It's
some-
the same stuff I write there, you write it
Yeah.
here, okay? And you do.
You want this or this?
There's a-
I have the.
You don't have to write node, you need to write node minus v. Are you minus? Yeah. Okay, guys, if you type node and you do enter, you go in the command line inside node, and that's where we don't want to be. We need to be in the regular terminal. Alrighty. So I want to show you this. Please follow me for a second, then we take the question. If I do this, I go in what is called REPL of node. This is the interpreter of node. So here I can write 2 plus 2, and it will give me 4. Here I can write console log. And this will say hello everyone. Okay.
Why is it undefined then?
Because it's returning something that's not defined. There's no return value of console log. We don't want to be in here. So if you are stuck in here, you need to do control C to go out again.
Control C, yeah.
And it will go out again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you want to test a tiny piece of code, it's comfortable to use this. So you do node and you create a variable. Let's say name equal Marco, and then here you can do name.length.
Mm-hmm.
But we would like to write our programs in files and then run the files.
Okay.
So we go out from here. So wherever you are, I'm going to create a folder. Now you can create the folder with anything you want. I'm going to use the terminal, but you can just create a folder in Windows as you like. Because I don't know all the Windows commands, but if you are on Mac, you are lucky because you can follow me if you want to.
Going to buy a Mac.
No, but you can create a folder with not from the command line, but from your computer line. So create a folder where we can write all the script. We can have some scripts inside. So I'm gonna call actual.
Easy place, create inside desktop or something that you can easily remember.
So I'm gonna move to desktop, and then I can create a folder. Call it.
JavaScript.
Yes, actual future Jess. Okay. Then I create a folder. I go in there. If I do pwd, it will show where my folder it is. So it's saying it's on desktop.
Yeah, I think we need to pause. Make here doesn't work on Windows, so you need to create your folder in the.
I know you can create a folder on your computer.
Yeah, just create it on the desktop. And
go on your desktop and create a folder. I will use the command line as much as possible because it's what I'm used to. But because I don't know the command in Windows, but you can just create a folder normally through the interface.
After you create the folder, do pwd to see where you are, to see where you have to go.
Yeah.
To be in your folder.
DWD.
pwd.
pwd doesn't work.
So did you first of all did you create a folder on the desktop?
I have created.
You create a folder on the desktop. So go on your terminal and go to your desktop. So with change directory cd. And then I don't know where so I don't know your path of your desktop, but go to your desktop with cd and.
CD.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So pwd is not a Windows command either.
No.
No.
Okay.
Why are there different commands for the
I
same
follow you,
app?
but you say a lot of things and.
Okay.
Yeah.
So desktop doesn't exist. It's desktop. We
Can
cannot
someone
do
look
this.
up like
Oh,
how
That's
like
true.
PWG
So if you
in
want to go, you
Windows
just
to see
go
like
up and
what it is that we need to do.
Okay. So if you do R up, it will go on the previous command.
Mhm.
Okay. So did you create a folder on
Yes.
the desktop? So if you can list them. So you
CMD,
list-
I think.
And there must be a folder.
CMD, I
No,
say
CMD
JS.
is
Yeah,
command.
it's called JS.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do cd.js.
CD and JS.
So you're now in that folder. You see
JS
just.
folder.
So if
Okay.
you do ls list,
The
there are
equivalent is
nothing in that folder.
It's
Yeah,
very
that's
long
nice.
and long.
Echo
Thanks.
ECHO. Let me I'll put it in Microsoft here. If you're on Windows, to see where you add, you do.
Okay.
Just
You are in the node. You need
I
to
think so.
Get out of it. That's what I tried to say.
Maybe not.
You do,
No, it's time.
you need to do
the file name, director name,
C-
or value
out.
label system is incorrect.
not in the node, but in the.
What happens if you just do CD?
So you create a folder. You create a folder. So if you do cd
CDE?
Yeah,
text.
E? What?
CD is working. Actually.
What does it say with CD?
It said like user, browser. this
Okay,
one.
so CD gives you the current path that you're at.
Yes. Yes.
Yes? Okay.
No, it's cd again, right? Because you
So
you're
now
running-
navigate to the folder where your Hack Your Future folder is using CD as well. So if you are on desktop, you need to do CD and then Hack Your Future or the name of your folder.
Okay, stop there. Try help him. You not now that you know, try to help him.
I quit. I'll just keep it. This one.
Create on the desktop and if you do CD. Okay.
You are. Did you create a folder on the desktop?
Okay, another thing
Okay,
to
you need
see
to create a folder on the desktop.
the folders that are in
Create a
the
folder on the desktop.
in the path that you're in, you do ls. So
Yeah, you can create a folder like.
for example, these are all the files that Marco has here.
LS is not recognized.
Entire.
Ah, damn it.
Nice.
It's a div. D-I-F.
There is not recognized.
ls is not recognized either.
No,
Yeah.
it's on Windows. It's D-I-R.
Whoa.
Dear?
Then we'll list everything is in that folder.
Dear, okay. So we need to, here is desktop. We are close. So CD to move to desktop. So now we're in desktop. And we
No,
do
you're ready to
here,
JavaScript. Yeah, you should not go
And-
anywhere else now.
the name of your file is JS,
Okay, so
right? Here
you
it is.
are.
So we used to CD,
You need to create a
JS.
folder on the
Now we're
desktop.
I will do clear. I don't know what the clear is.
Wow.
Yeah, but I
So
don't
you
know
create
the
a
clear
folder.
for Windows.
So you go here and you do everything and you create a folder on the desktop. Did you create a folder on the desktop? Can you help me to create a folder on the desktop?
What is the clear?
But then
CLS.
I don't know how to open the folder.
Okay,
You do
so
CD
you're
and you
good.
go in the folder.
Thank you so much.
And you do the folder, how you call it? If you do tab, it will auto.
Are you in the folder?
Yes.
Yes.
I will have one.
Or did you create a folder on the
Great.
desktop?
Are you?
It is on the desktop.
You're in the folder?
Supposedly.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
making.
actually.
Okay, so it's big H, right?
Yeah, wait.
Oh, it has to be.
Okay.
Yes. You guys are good.
And then.
Okay, so you do CD, so change directories, space, ask future. But you're not on desktop yet. You're not on desktop.
Yeah.
Desktop CLC. So CD, desktop. If you do tab, it will auto.
If you do what?
Tab.
Yeah,
If you click
Tab,
tab,
yeah.
slash, and then moving to the folder, next to Archive Future, then CD JavaScript. Oh no, you were
Yeah,
index so you can go back with this. Two dots goes back.
Yeah.
Are you in JavaScript? You are in JavaScript.
Finally.
Yeah. Okay, so inside so you have a folder where you write your files. So now I go on my desktop. And then I create a file called not a folder, a file. My bad. Action. Okay, so you open an editor. You open any editor that you want. I'm using Visual Studio, but you are free to open whatever. You go in the folder that you created. You open it. And then in that folder you create a file. So in this case I'm using Visual Studio. You create a file with just clicking here and you do index.js.
Any editor like
Any. You can use at whatever. You are free to use whatever editor you want.
And it all works.
Everything works. Yeah. You just need to create a file. You just need to create a file in that folder. So
Index.js. So what's the point of the Node.js command?
I'll show you.
That shows it on very different. You put like the variable and show it.
So if you have brackets, if you have Visual Studio Code, if you have Atom, if you have Sublime Text, anything, great, it will be fine. And just go in that folder that you created before with your editor, and you create a new file and call it index.js.
I'm happy. Atom is the one thing I actually know how to use.
Okay, nice. You need to go inside Node, Raquel. Yes, nice. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so I think everyone
We save the file in the folder we created.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So you see, I call my folder actual future JS, and then I have this file index.js inside the folder, and then here I can do console.log. And then I go here. If I do dir in Windows or ls in Mac, you will see the files. Now if I do node index.js, I can run that, I will say Marco, which basically will run the code that we wrote in the file. I'll put it side by side.
Then we write nodos in index D.
Yeah, like this. If you so you have a file called index.js that contains console.log whatever, and then you run that program with node index.js. As everyone have a file called index.js with some code in there, any code, 2+2. Boom.
It's running now?
Yes.
You
I have it on
You
Visual
didn't write anything. Okay, write something.
Just like also like much
You are again in mode.
If you do top,
but it's not HTML, it's JS.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, so did you create a file and you're running?
Index.js. Thanks.
So if you do here, you have a file called you need to create a file in that folder called index.js. So if you go to that folder, you need to create a file. No, you do with not a folder, a file. You do with your editor. You have an editor. Okay, so if you do, if you open JavaScript and here you create a new file, and the file will be JavaScript file. It will be yeah, no, not Java, it will be JavaScript. Oh yeah, right. And then you call it index.js. Okay, perfect. So you do this.
Should I turn on the
If you
lights?
go in your editor, you clear this, and you write console.sum in the file, inside the file. Yeah, open the file. With you want already open. Already have this. This one. Yeah, it's this one. So if you do console log mark like that. You need the parameters. So you console log like this, and then string. Oops. How do you do the string? Oh, okay. And I yeah, perfect. So you save this. Control S for saving. And yeah. If you go up, it will show you. So this will run the piece of code that you put in the file. Yes. You are good. Okay. A couple of tips. If I go with the arrow up, it will show me the latest command. If you see, I go up, and down, and it will show the latest command. So if I do node index.js, and then I will run it again, I will not write it again. I'll go with my arrow up, and it will show me the latest command, so I can hit. Or you can use also history. And this will show all the latest command that you run, and then you can see that was this one. Okay. But usually arrow up is good. It's very, very good, very convenient. I'll make this bigger. Okay. I think it's like too big, probably. Okay, okay, cool. So let's carry on with arrays. I think we have no time for functions today. So we play a little bit more with arrays of objects. We write a little bit of code. And this will be basically a very good workflow for the next time, because now you can save your code in different files. So you can copy that file, call it arrays, and then save that code for the array. So now it's on your machine. Okay, so let's create an array. So const shopping list. Actually, I want to change example. So cars. Um, okay. So I'm taking a cars example, and then I'm using a for loop. For. So the for loop was initial condition, and then the condition that should move forward. So let's say e is less than cars dot length. You can see how my editors are helping me to complete. When I do cars dot, I can see all the methods, and if I do L, it will show me length property. So the editor is like helping me to remember the code. And then the condition E++, right? Okay. So now I want to run some code. So let's do very, very simple. Console.log, and let's do cars I. So what I'm expecting when this runs, this will go through the array and will console log car. So my favorite car is a Fiat. I don't like Ferraris and Lamborghinis. It's Fiat. And here I want to print my favorite car. It's still too small.
No, it's fine.
Or should I make it bigger?
It's okay.
It's okay. So if the cars is equal my favorite, then I want to say
Type as well.
yeah, because we are in strings, right? So if cars is my favorite, and in this particular case I say Fiat, I want to say console.log my favorite car is, I can use a plus, okay. My favorite car is Fiat. All right. So this is a similar example to the one before. We are just saving which is my favorite car as text in this case, and then I want to do a text check here. So if the iterator in cars is my favorite, then I want to show my favorite car is. Okay, so if we are all there, I can run it, and I can run by doing node index.js. And as you can see, I have Ferrari, Porsche, Fiat. My favorite car is Fiat, Citroen, and Lamborghini. So there is a tiny problem that the brands should be with large letters. So it's not actually Ferrari, but it's Ferrari, the big F. It's not Porsche, but it's Porsche with capital P. So how do we fix that? So what I can do here to make first letter larger, I can use a method, right?
In uppercase?
Yeah.
Two uppercase.
This will convert all the alphabetic characters in a string uppercase. Let's say that is fine.
SS will not be equal.
No, because I'm only console log here. I'm not changing.
Okay.
So the cars, this one will still be a small one.
Yeah.
But yeah, good point. So I save this, and I want to do the same here, right? I want to do also here. I want to do 2 uppercase. Then when you run the code, you go back and you do node index.js again, and this will run the code. And now you can see that the brands are in uppercase.
But wait, can you show me the result again? Yeah.
So
the
it-
thing is, what if we just if we just want the first letter to be capitalized, we go and capitalize each one.
Yeah, I think for the first letter is slightly tricky in JavaScript. You need to write a function that we're not there yet for that. So
Let's not get there.
exactly, but this is already something, right? We can at least put everything capital. We are okay with this, right? You want to do an example on your own, like change a little bit the code that now you have. Try to figure out some other conditions. For example, let's say that I want to print only cast that starts with F.
What again?
So I want to display only the cast that starts with F.
If
Yes.
with the letter F, yeah.
It's 4.
How do we? If it has a letter F.
It's here.
If it's starts with.
So you have a method on the string that say starts with F, and this will return, if actually over, will explain, returns true if the sequence of elements of a search string converted to string is the same as the corresponding element of the object. So that basically says if this starts with F, it will return a boolean true. So that condition would be true, and then I can print my car here. So now if I run this again, I will only display Ferrari and Fiat.
Wow.
Start
What about I want that only cast that ends with I? Any suggestions? So I just want I want only, in this case, let's say Ferrari ends with I, therefore is I want to display that and don't display any
But there's a math in
a method, yes, and a method here.
method.
So ends with, and both Lamborghini and Ferrari that ends with I. Remember that we have Lamborghini here as well. I'm gonna write this way so you can actually see the array. Okay. So if I do ends with, it checks if it ends with a specific string. And yeah, and I run and I have a Ferrari and Lamborghini. So those are our methods on the string type. Starts with, ends with.
You can use chart at 0 to uppercase the first line.
What we can use, sorry?
Chart at
Oh, like this.
no, after up to uppercase.
Oh, to uppercase, yeah. Would be char then
No,
0.
First to uppercase and then chart at 0.
Oh, but char at 0 will give a particular char.
Yeah, it's a first, it's take first.
Yeah, but I want to write a function. Yeah, I know that you could do that, but I want to write a function because it will be too much to write in a console log. It would be nice to at some point have a function that does that for you. Okay. There is no a direct method for do that specifically. Okay. So what if I want to display only cars with less than 5 characters?
The F name or
Yes.
F name less than 4.
I said 5. Less than 5 it will display. So in this case we'll display only Fiat, right? Nice. Nice.
Can you go back to the ends with and starts with?
Oh, starts
Do
with.
them again because it didn't work really.
Okay, starts with is like this. Starts with F, for example. So this will return true if starts with F. What about by mistake I have some big letters? So I have a mix Ferrari and Fiat, but Ferrari is small. And
But you have put like in the console log to uppercase.
Yeah, but I'm only console log. I'm not changing. So in div, yeah, watch out for that. So in this case, it will only find Ferrari. Will only match this. What if I also want to have uppercase? So if it starts with small or big letters, right? With big, small f and big F, I can use OR operator. You remember the OR operator?
Yeah.
Yes. So if this is true or this is true, show me both. So I'll show you the example without the OR. So if I do this, I will have only Ferrari, and it's printed big because I have this two uppercase in big letters. I can remove that. So it's Ferrari. Then if I add the OR here and I run it again, it will show both Ferrari and Fiat. So this is the OR operator. What about, I can do something else, right? I can also check by lowercasing. So instead of write an OR condition, I can just say to lowercase. So no matter how, if it's big case or low case, always before comparison, always lowercase. So here I'm like chaining now methods. So I say first lower cases and then check if starts with. And this will return both Ferrari and Fiat. Because before check if for starts with will also lowercase it. What about, this is tricky. I want to print, so let's forget about if now, okay? So if I print this, it will, let me clear this one. It will say Ferrari, Porsche, Fiat, Citroen, Lamborghini, right? And this is the same order I've wrote it here. You see the order is the same. What about I want to print the other way around? So I want Lamborghini, Citroen, Fiat, Porsche, Ferrari. Dot reverse. So I can, so that would be one way. That would be one way. So let's say I can create an array, call it const cars reversed, and then it would be cars.reverse. So cars.reverse will be a reversed array, and then I can use that one in my for loop, and then this will print the other way around. So I've just created a new array and reversed the order of the elements. This will create a new array with in the other direction. So from Lamborghini.
And then
We don't need that. What about I want to use this? What about I don't want to use reverse, but I still want to print it the other way around?
In the console of reverse to the car, could be.
No.
So
E equal to
start with 5.
E equal to cars
I
length
mean 1, 2,
and
3,
E
4, 5. Yes.
greater than cars length.
Are you sure it's length? What is the length of this?
5.
4.
4.
I think the length is 5 here, right?
5.
Yeah, but what is the index of the latest element?
0, 1, 2, 3,
4.
4.
Plus.
So now I will start from 4. Now what is the condition here?
Greater than.
Minus 1. I is
should be small, bigger.
So now,
It's opposite way.
yeah,
So smaller than bigger than 4.
not convinced.
Bigger than 0.
So we are going, basically we want to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, right? So when,
equal 0.
so as far as I is more than the car's length, because this would be 5, 4, 3, 2. So actually the condition that we can carry on if it's more than 0, actually more than equal than 0, right?
Yeah, but why car length minus 1?
Then P minus.
So because length is 5, right? But our latest element is at index 4. You remember 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So we start from 4, which is the length minus 1.
Why not just strike 4?
Because what if the length of this change?
Okay.
Then this is the condition if it's true. So this will be 4. Is E more or equal than 0? Yes. And then we carry on. Then we became 3. And then we carry on. And then we 2. And then,
Okay.
yes.
0.
So let's see. So we printed the other way around. Just by basically changing the initial condition of the for loop, changing the condition for the for loop to move forward, and also change the condition for each, change the operation for each iteration. So for each iteration I want to decrease, I don't want to increase.
Got it.
I still don't get the minus 1.
Okay, so let's say that this is wrong, and let's say that this was this car length, right? So I is car length. Car length is 5 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Cars index 5, so this will be, at some point will be this, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4,
But we can't.
where is 5?
We can't put minus I. So it's
We can put this one. Then you can have car length. Not even. No, actually no. Because this one has to be -1 because the latest index is 4 and it's not 5.
And
So this is should be the length but -1, so it's 4.
okay. And car length here is 4.
9, it's 5. Car length
But
is
0 we don't count.
no, but the length is 5. There are 5 elements in the array. So forget about this. If you do cars.length and you console log it, this is 5. No, it's 5. The length is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 elements in here, right?
Yeah.
But if I do this one,
Under 5.
but if I do this one,
number B.
that's why -1.
Yeah.
So I can do this, right? This will be 5, and this will be 1. 5 minus 1 is 4, and there will be therefore will be Lamborghini, right? And the beauty of this that no matter how long it is, we will always work. Okay, last one. I want to count how many letters there are in each. So Ferrari, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on and so forth. So let's, in this case the order doesn't matter, so I can go also the other way around. You know how to do that? Any ideas?
Something to do with length.
Yes, something to do with length. So for every time we have the cars.I, we want to take the length and we want to add it to this one, right? So the new total length is equal to the old one plus the one of the car. And then in the end I want to console log total length. So this will basically sum up all the length of all the strings.
You're missing the -1. In the line.
Oh yeah. So there are 40 letters in total. Let's do a check. So let's just remove all of them and just keep Ferrari. I'm expecting 7. If I just keep Fiat, I'm expecting 4. And if I keep Ferrari and Fiat, I'm expecting 11, right? Okay, so it works.
Why didn't you take for each one individually? Why didn't you take the whole thing when you put plus cars that thing? You understand what I said?
Nope.
Why didn't it take, for example, Ferrari 7 and yet for
Mhm.
each one individually, how come it took them all together?
But it do
Basically, just explain it again.
Okay, so this is an array, right?
Yes.
An array of strings. So I'm basically iterating over the array, and for each string, which is this in this case is cars, I'm taking the length and sum it up to the previous length. Of course, I cannot do this because if I do this, will be the last one, right? This will be overwritten all the time. Because I want to add them up, I want that the new one is equal to the previous one plus the value.
What will show here? What
Will show 4.
4?
No, actually we are reversing, so we show 7. Because this is gone from the last to the first, and the first is 7, and this will be 7. So if you run this, it will be 7. But because you want to sum them up, right? So you want to say, okay, the new one is equal to the previous one plus. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It doesn't. Okay, just as some few examples how to work with strings. We have 5 more minutes. I'm gonna give an example with objects. I wish. All right. So let's have a regular array from the beginning to oops, fine. Perfect. Okay. So now I have an array of objects. Also, like try to write in a way that is easy to read, right? But this is an array of objects. You agree with me?
Yes.
So now I'm iterating over this array, and I want to display only the names. Because if I do this way, and I run this, it will show me the objects.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to only the name. What should I do?
Don't know.
Yes. And if I want to have only the age,
Age.
perfect. And if I want to sum up the age in one variable, like we did before,
What?
so it will be like
Total age.
total age. So we can set to 0. And then will be total age equal,
Total age.
yes. And then I can console log the total age, right? Be 57. So we have a list of friends, and we are trying to find the total age of the friends. What about I want to find the average age?
Divided by 2. In this case.
Yes, but if I want to have a generic case,
Divided
By total length. Oh, by French length. Yes, that makes sense. 28.
what about if I want to add I want to add one more friends.
This will give the right.
So now it's 30. So I've added one more friend on the go with push. So I started with 2 friends. Another friend came in called Frank and with age 32, and this still works. So that's why I will not hardcode the length here, but I will just find it on the go. Is everything clear at this point?
Yes.
Okay. So as you can see, we are using assignment, arithmetic operation, comparison operation, 1, 2, 3, and 4 types simultaneously, because we have number, strings, array, and objects. And I can tell you more. It's actually 5 because this is when we had if, we had a boolean. We have a boolean in if, right? We are using 1 and 2 mathematical arithmetic operations because we are doing plus, we are doing division. We are using an incremental operation. And that's a tiny piece of software. So as you can see, we use a lot from the previous course, right? And also we use let and constant, and we use methods on arrays. So there is a lot of going on here. Even if it's very, very short example, there are a lot of moving parts.
There's always going to be a lot.
And we're going to add more and more on the go. So it's really, really important, and methods on arrays and you know, on strings and objects. You know those very well because we're going to use all the time. And I will give you some exercise for loops and if, so you can like practice. You have exercise just for loops and if, and then you can try to combine them together like we did here. So you have a loop, and then maybe inside the loop you have a if, and maybe inside the loop you have a switch. So you want to make things even more.
So you'll send us more.
I'll send it like in a couple of days. I'll prep them and I'll send to you over Slack. And I will just send some text, and then you need to create a new file like this. So you go here and you create a new file, and you call exercise1.js. And then when you go here, you do node exercise1.js.
Same like the way we save the.
It's exactly like this, but you just give a name exercise. And then you just send me the files.
Okay, so next class, announcements about holidays. The next class is until January 7th.
So yeah, you will have a double homework.
Nice.
Yeah, of course.
No class next week.
We see you. See you in January, New Year.
And the week after it, it's New Year Eve.
Yes, exactly. So see you in
January 7th.
in 3 weeks, basically. Yeah.
What is not running this one?
Yeah. And you have with the width and with also.